Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm bored and COVID has made me bored, and I've gotten to the hobby of board gaming. Today we are going to play Doom, the board game. This is the 2016 version, second edition. There was one that was issued in 2004, I believe. The gameplay, I believe, was a little bit different. I think it was fully cooperative. And they have brought this back based on the re-implementation of the Doom video game in 2016. This is published by Fantasy Flight Games, designed by Jonathan Ying. It plays, from what I've read, very similar to Descent and Imperial Assault. It is based on Doom, obviously, a pretty good adaptation of the video game to a board game, and it has a dungeon crawl experience. I'd say very similar. The layout is very similar to Imperial Assault. The gameplay reminds me of my other board game that I have, which is Hellboy the board game. The map is sort of laid out for you already, but demons spawn randomly, and each play of the game can be different. One notable difference about this is that it is for up to 5 players, but one player is the invader or the demons, controlling all the demons. So this is a 1 versus many, and up to 4 of your friends take on the role of the Marines to battle your way through nasty hell demons. So we'll be playing the first mission, which is Knee Deep in the Dead, but on Board Game Geek, there are some great minds that have come up with some interesting variations, and one of them is a solo or co-op variation. So under normal gameplay, you would have one player be the invader. They would have a deck of invader cards that they play, and they would be taking their turn, and they're basically trying to destroy the Marines. But in the solo variant, the invader deck is controlled by sort of an AI process. And I'm still in that process of fine-tuning the gameplay, but I'll go over some of the solo mechanics that seem to work for me, and you'll get a chance to see how it plays. So we're going to go ahead and play Doom, the board game. Great cover art, by the way. As you can see, I've got the map laid out already for us. This is Knee Deep in the Dead, and we have our objective card, which is sample collection. Our goal as the Marines is to gain all the objective tokens, and they are marked over here. They are actually on spawn points, which means that when a demon is summoned at those spawn points, one of the demons will be assigned the objective. You can't glory kill the demon that has it, but you can certainly do your best to take him down. And for the invader, their goal is to gain 6 frags or 6 kills of the Marines. In my solo variant, I do 4 frags. We've got our threat or invasion card, which is infestation, and we have our threat card, our imp assault. So this will dictate what demons are going to spawn at which color-coded portal. And as I go through the solo gameplay, you'll see what it looks like. So I've got the board set up. We've got our doors here. We've got our health packs. We've got our active portal and two inactive portals. For this purpose of the setup, I've got our glory kill cards. Now, I know there are some variations on Board Game Geek that say no glory kills, but I allow glory kills, just like I allow the use of argent, I'm going to call it argent power for the demons. So I feel that provides a bit of a balance, and it gives a more full experience. I feel if you take things away, it doesn't play the same. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've chosen Alpha, who is my Marine, my soul's Marine soldier, going to face off against the demons. I gave him a little quick paint job. I'll probably do another video on what I did for this. Very, very basic. It's not fantastic, but you know what? Adds a bit of color. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw 3 random class cards. And I'm going to choose one of them. So I've got Medic, Fire Support, and Shock Trooper, which is not bad. I think I'll go with Shock Trooper. When the initiative deck is prepared during the status phase, you may remove your initiative card from the deck after the deck is shuffled. Place your initiative card on top. So that seems like a good bonus. So we'll take that one. Now normally, for the solo, when there's a solo Marine, you would typically add a squad card, depending on the number of Marines you have. So for this case, the solo operative would be just 1 Marine. The initiative deck would include 1 additional Marine initiative card. And when you would activate your Marine. You get +1 hand size, +5 health, and during your activation, you can perform 2 main actions. So I don't use the squad card. The only thing I do use is I do include 1 additional initiative card for the Marine. So effectively on 1 round, I am activating twice. But for the purpose of trying to keep things balanced, I keep my health at 10, and I don't get a +1 to my hand size. It is still a hand size of 3. So for the initiative deck, I've got my 2 Marine cards, and well, I know there's going to be 2 Invader cards coming out, so we'll spawn those first. So we'll show how the demons are spawned. So these are 2 active portals. One of the demons from portal yellow will be getting the objective token. So when we're spawning, I basically flip a coin, but in this case I'm using my progress and threat token. If I land on blue, it's the left side. If I land on red, it's the right side. So for this first blue portal, it landed blue. So I will be pulling out 3 imps. One, 2, and 3. I'll put them over here. Okay, and for the yellow, also blue. So, I mean, also left. So that would be 2 imps, 2 Keiko demons, and 2 argent power. So we're going to put 2 imps. And for the purpose of this game, or solo variant, when I assign the objective, it is assigned to one of the more, with the demons with the most health. So I'm going to grab out my 2 Keiko demons from my baggie. And one of them, we'll put the one over here. This Keiko demon will have the objective, and the other one. So, and then we get 2 argent power as well. So I will grab their demon cards, and I will provide 1 argent power to the Keiko demon and 1 argent power to the imp. And in terms of assigning argent power as you earn them, I assign it as distributed equally as possible, starting with the demon with the most health. And for the objective card, it does say at the end of the round, you place 1 argent power on the demon card, which has the objective. He's considered the priority target. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is obviously the initiative deck. So you'll see I've got 2 demons, so 1 invader card for each type of demon. My 2 Marine cards, because I'm including that, and I'm going to give it a good shuffle. I'll put it here. For the event card or the invader cards, I have separated them into 2 different piles. The first pile is any card that deals with attack or defense. They all go into here. When I mean attack or defense, I don't mean the symbols up here. I mean the actual text, additional abilities that might be in here. So I shuffle those, and this will act as the defense as normal. When you're attacking a demon, they'll draw from this, and they will apply any shield icons on the card, and if there's any text related to defense, they also gain that as well. When the demons attack, I'd be flipping a coin, or flipping my progress threat token. Blue, I draw from here. Red, I don't draw. And if the text has anything that relates to an attack, additional attack ability, I would apply that to the demon's attack on me, and once per demon only. The remainder cards would be anything that has the text that says at the beginning of the activation. So at the beginning of the activation phase, you would flip a coin or flip your threat progress token. Blue, I draw from this. Red, I don't draw. And whatever the effect is, it takes place. So I feel that provides a little bit of more intelligence to the AI rather than just using the invader deck solely for the purpose of defense. Okay, so I'm going to draw my hand of 3. I've chosen my 2 weapons, which is the heavy assault rifle and the super shotgun. So I have them in my deck of 10, and I think we are pretty much ready to go. I've got my dice. And I think we're good. So we're going to begin the phase. At the start of the activation phase, we flip a coin. So in this situation, it's blue. So I'm going to draw from the top of the activation deck that I have. And it says, play this card at the start of the activation. Keep this card in play. The stagger value for all demons is increased by 1. So again, staggering value is that minimum health or minimum damage value that a demon takes where you can potentially glory kill them. So we're going to keep that in play. And we're going to pull from our initiative deck. And woohoo, I get to start first. And I forgot to use my Shock Trooper ability, which is at the start of the status phase, I can actually put my card on top. It worked out in this case. I'll try to remember the next round. Okay, so I've got Quick Shot and a Heavy Assault, which ignores cover. And gives me a speed movement of 3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I have a range of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these guys are in range, so I don't even have to move. So what I'm going to do is, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to play this card. It's, so just as a quick reference in terms of 3 symbols that I have here, this symbol here is a main or primary action. This symbol here is a reaction, and this symbol here is a bonus action. On your turn, you are allowed to play 1 main action only, but you can play any number of bonus actions. Reaction cards you play typically when you're defending or some kind of action triggers. And for the primary and bonus actions, there is no particular order. You do not have to play a main action before playing a bonus. You can do it in any order that you want. The only key item is that you can only play 1 main action. So depending on the type of cards you have, there's a potential to string a good combo where if you have a card that allows you to draw additional action cards, so while your starting hand is 3, that doesn't mean that you're limited to 3. There are cards that allow you to draw additional cards, and if those additional cards are bonus actions, you could potentially play 1 main action with 2 or 3 more bonus actions, and you can create a very nice, almost like a combo. The hand management here reminds me a lot of the other board game I have, which is Devil May Cry, the Bloody Palace board game, where your cards in your hand act as both your action and your defense. So while the cards in my hand don't act as defense, my stack of cards that I have do act as defense. Okay, so playing Scope Burst, I get a speed value of 3 and a range of 7. And the nice thing about this game is you can mix and match sort of your actions. You can move and then attack. You can attack and then move. Or you can move 1, use up 1 of your movement points, attack, and then finish the rest of your movement points. So that's the one thing I like about this. It feels more natural to have this particular type of movement and attack style than other games where you have to either use up all your movement and then attack and then move up all your movement, or don't move your movement. You can't attack in the middle of a movement. Okay, so we'll play that. I'm just going to go ahead and move 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to aim for that imp right there. With that, I get 2 reds and a black for my dice roll. And I get a measly 2. So in this situation, we draw from the attack defense deck for the demons to see what they block. He blocks 2. And that means he negates it. Unfortunate. And I'm going to go ahead and play my quick shot on top of that. And that's 2 reds. I'll aim for the same demon. And I get 1. And he's going to block 2. And this is a good example. He blocks 2, and he also has a defense ability, which is play this card while the demon is defending, so add 1. So effectively, that's 3. So that's how I play it for solo, in terms of applying not only the defense, but the ability if it pertains to defense. So that effectively ends my turn. I draw up to my hand, which is the hand of 3, and that ends my turn. So we're going to flip this card. Oh, okay, so I get to go again. And let's see here. I do have movement and I have range. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play this card to do an attack. I'm targeting that one same demon again. I get 2. He draws from the defense and he gets 2 plus the additional ability, so that's 3. So he negates that again. Now I'm going to move out of the way. I'm going to play this card to move out of the way. I'm going to move back 1, 2, and 3. I'll stay at the portal. So that ends my turn. I draw up to my hand. And we know what's going to happen next. There's going to be 2 activations for the invader. So we get the invader activation. In this situation, I will choose the demon closest to the marine, and that would be the imps. So I'm going to activate all the imps. And I'm going to move them in to the point where they can make an attack. If they cannot make an attack, they would move in to the nearest marine, but try to stay either behind cover or out of line of sight. So these guys can definitely move in. So he's going to move 1, 2, and then 3, because he doesn't want any hindrance, or he wants a clear line of sight. He's going to discard his Argent power anytime that they can. They do it. That's part of the rule, or part of the solo variant. And that means he gets an extra red die to his attack. When he attacks, we're going to flip your progress threat, and this is a blue. So that means I'm going to draw from the attack defense deck, and if it pertains to an attack, I apply it. So this is roll 1 red die. Play this card after a demon performs an attack targeting a non-adjacent figure. Roll 1 die. Each figure adjacent to the defender suffers 1 damage. So this doesn't apply. If there was another marine with me, then this would apply. So this one doesn't do anything. So he's just going to roll 3. Unlucky me, he gets 4. I'm going to flip for my defense. I get no defense, but I am going to play my reaction card, which is armor, to take out 2. I draw a card because of it, and that means I take 2. So this demon gains 2 movement points. He's going to move back 1, 2 behind the door. This demon is up next, 1, 2, 3, and he's going to do his attack, and he also flips to C. So in this case, I flip the red. He does not draw from the attack defense card, and he's attacking with 2 dice, and he misses. Thank you. And then he's going to move back 1, 2. This demon's going to move in 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to roll his attack. Let's see if he gets anything. Oops, that went far, and it was a red. So he does nothing. He rolls for his attack. He gets 3, and I block 1. I take 2. And he's going to move 1, 2. He's going to stay behind that impasse. These guys are going to move in 1, 2, 3, 4, but he can't. So he's going to move here 1, 2, 3, 4. He does not have range, so instead he's going to move within cover. 1, 2, 3, and same with this one. 1, 2, 3. They can't get in a position within range to make the attack, so they'll just move in closer, but stay out of line of sight if possible, or behind cover. So that ends the imp's turn. We'll exhaust their card there. And now it's the Keiko demon. So we're going to start with this one. He has a range of 6, a movement of 5, and a health of 6. So if he moves in 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can't really get in great position, so he can move here. He's going to move right here. He does have line of sight because the red dotted line is impassable but does not block line of sight or provide cover. But because there are demons in front, I do have cover. So I'm going to discard my argent. Is it within range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's within range. So I'm going to discard the argent power, which means after this attack, he is stunned. And he is tossing in 3 reds. And again, I'll flip to see if he gets anything for attack, and he does. I draw from the top of the attack deck. I get to re-roll any number of dice. And in this case, I re-roll any blanks. So I have a blank. I'm going to re-roll the blank, and I get 1. So he gets a total of 3 hits. I have to shuffle my deck because I'm out of cards, and we'll see what kind of defense I pull. Okay, and I pull 2. So I block 2, I take 1. But now I'm stunned. Stunned means if I get attacked again, I can't draw any from my defense deck. But if I'm attacking, I have to remove one of my attack die. So this Keiko demon could move if he wants to, but he can't really get into a great position. If he were to move, oh, I guess I didn't see that. He could have moved here. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could move 5 in, and I would have perfect line of sight. Actually, we're going to put this one here. We made a mistake. We put this one here instead. I'm just going to move the door out of the way so you can see. And this Keiko demon will move 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to move right here. And he's going to do his attack. And on his attack, he's going to flip. He gets an additional bonus. And this is a defense card, so this doesn't do anything for him. So he's going to roll 3. I have cover. Okay. And I'm going to draw 1. Beautiful. I block all the damage. He still has 1 movement point available to him, but he's not going to move. It says he's in the best position he can be in. So that ends the round. We will unexhaust. This unbreakable card is no longer in play. We are going to reshuffle our initiative deck. We still have 2 demon types on the board, so 2 invader cards will remain in the initiative deck. And we'll begin the next round. And we put because of the end of round, we put an argent power on the Keiko demon because he's the one with the objective. So beginning of the activation phase, we're going to flip a coin. I made a mistake on that last one. So I wasn't supposed to draw this card. Sorry. Quickly rewind. I didn't, and I actually take 2. Okay, so no harm, no foul. I caught that before I went on. So because I was stunned. So now I remove the stun token, and now we go activation phase, and it's nothing. So I don't draw from this beginning of activation deck. So we go with the initiative deck, and oh, thank goodness it is me. All right, so I have a range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this card, Heavy Assault Rifle. I get to perform this attack an additional time. There's no movement, but I have a range of 5, which puts him in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here and here. So my first attack will be towards this imp. I get 2 reds and a black. I get a total of 4. The imp has his special defense, and his special means he avoids all damage. That was unlucky. I'm going to do the same roll. I'm going to attack the same imp. I get 4. And he blocks 1, which means he is dead. And that ends my turn. I draw up to my hand. And now we see who's next. Oh, I didn't shuffle very well, so it's me again. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play Up Close and Personal. That brings me to a speed of 4. 1, 2, 3. I pick up the health pack. 3. And then 4. And when I pick up the health pack, I heal 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm targeting, you know what? I'm going to target the Keiko demon. He's in line of sight and no cover. 2 blacks and a red. I get 4. He blocks 2, so he takes 2 damage. Oh, I'll just put it to the side. At some point, I'll probably use dice to keep track of damage on a separate sheet. I might color code the bases because this environment can get very clustered and it's so hard to keep track of damage using these tokens. So with this Up Close and Personal, I get to roll a red and any demon adjacent suffers a damage. So he's going to suffer 1. And that's it. So now I'm in trouble because I've got nowhere to go. So I'm going to draw up to my hand. And now it is the invader turn. Closest demon is, in this case, we'll just go with the imp. The imp is going to attack. This imp is going to attack. And when he attacks, we see if he gets anything. He does. He adds 1 black die to his attack. So he has 2 reds and a black. Oh, that's so bad. And I pull 1. And I drop this to take out 2. I draw another card, so I take 3. 1, 2, 3. And he gains 2 movements, in which case he's going to run. 1, 1, 2. This imp is going to, yeah, he can attack, and he has a clear line of sight. So we'll flip to see if he gets any bonus. He does not. We got the red. He attacks with his 2 dice. He gets 2. I block 1. I take 1. And he's going to stay where he is. This imp is going to go 1, 2, 3. He's right up and close and personal. He's going to flip. He gets. That demon may perform 1 additional attack targeting another marine. So this doesn't hold true because there are no other marines. So it's just the 2 dice. He takes 2. I block 2. Beautiful. And then he's going to move. 1, 2. Then this last one, 1, 2, 3. He's going to attack. He gets a bonus. And he gets to reroll any number of dice. He rolls for 2. He's going to reroll the blank, which is a total of 3. And my deck has run out. So I'm going to quickly draw. And I block 2, so I take 1. And then he's going to move 1, 2 out of the way. Alright, so that ends the imp's turn, and now it's the Keiko demon. This is not going to be good for me. So he's going to move in. He wants to be adjacent. He currently has 2 damage on him. He's going to discard his argent power. He stuns me afterwards. Because he's adjacent, he switches out 2 of his reds for 2 blacks, which means it's this. This is where I die. Oh, and he gets a bonus. Let's see what he gets. This has no bearing on us. So he's just rolling with this. Of course. So he gets 6. I block 3. And I have no other defense. So I take 3. I am fragged. So I remove myself from the board. They earn a frag. And because that would end the Keiko's demon's turn, we will move this Keiko Demon back up here because he would want to protect his thing. Sorry, this guy can't be here. I forgot. There's a door. I'll just put the door back. So that effectively ends the round. I am dead. And now I'm going to take because of my shock trooper, I'm going to take this out of the initiative deck. We are resetting for the next round. We put Argent Power on the Keiko Demon. We're going to shuffle. Okay, and we get to put my initiative card on the top. And we are ready to begin the next round. And here we go. Okay, so I flip the red. Don't need to draw from the beginning of activation deck. My health comes back here because I know it's me, and I spawn back in this portal right there. So it is my turn. I believe I was supposed to ditch my hand, so I'm going to ditch my hand and reshuffle. I draw to my hand of 3. And okay, so here's a good example. I've got a main action and 2 bonuses, so I can hopefully do a lot of damage here. I'm going to go ahead and play Heavy Assault Rifle. So I can reach this Keiko Demon, who has 2 damage already. I'll just move this out of the way. I am rolling 1 black and 2 red. Oh, very nice. And that Keiko Demon is blocking nothing. He has nothing, no defense, so that is more than enough to kill him. So he is effectively dead. And I get to perform this attack 1 additional time, and I will aim for this imp. And I get 4. He gets his special. He avoids all damage. So now I'm going to play my quick shot on that same. I get 1. I have to shuffle the demon deck. Okay. And he blocks 2 plus an additional 1, so he negates it, and I play my last quick shot card. I really want to wipe him off the board here. Oh, I get 4. And he blocks 2, so he takes 2. Alright. That ends my turn. I draw up to my hand size, and let's see who activates next. Oh, me again. Wow, okay. I gotta check if I'm shuffling well. Okay, so we've got this. So I'm gonna do, whoops. I'm going to play this card. No, or do I have movement of 3. Oh. You know what? Let's do that. I'm gonna play this card because I have an opportunity to do a glory kill here. So I'm going to move my speed value. So I have a range of 7. So I'm going to attack. I'm going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm aiming for this. 2 reds and a black. I get 5. Oh, come on. He totally avoids all the damage. That's terrible. So I'm going to move speed movement of 3. I'm playing my pistol, and I can glory kill him. So because it takes 2 movement points to go into a space occupied by a demon. So 1, 2, and then that's it. And because of that, I earn myself a glory kill card, and I could heal 2, but I'm at full health right now. And this is while I'm attacking, I can discard this card to reroll any number of dice. Killer Instinct. Okay, so I have to end my turn. I drop to my hand. And we know what's going to happen next. It is Invader's turn. This imp is going to attack me He gets no additional help. He's rolling 2 red die. He gets 1. I block 1. And then he's going to move. Then this imp is going to do his attack. He doesn't get any help. He rolls 2. He gets 2. I block 1. I'll take that. And then he'll move out of the way. 1, 2. And this imp is going to do his attack. Does he get any additional bonus? No, he does not. He's going to roll. He gets 2. My deck has run out, so I'm going to quickly shuffle. Okay. And I blocked 2, so I avoided that. And he, because there's a door here, he's going to move. No, he's just going to stay here, because there really is nowhere for him to move. Okay, so the next we know is the invader, and that's going to be the Keiko demon. He's definitely going to move 1, 2, and it puts him within range out of his 5 movement. He's going to discard his Argent power. I get stunned the next round. And he's going to roll his 3. Actually, you know what? In this situation, he was here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can move in all the way. He moves in all the way because that actually benefits him the most. Right? Because he's going to switch out 2 reds for 2 blacks, and I get stunned. So I get 6. I block 2. I drop for another 2, which means I only take 2. 1, 2. All right. And I am now stunned. Okay. So that ends the round. We are taking out my card. We are going to shuffle the initiative deck. You guys can keep track to see if I'm actually doing a good job shuffling. Okay. And then I place my card on top because I'm a shock trooper. And we are starting the next round. Unexhaust the demons. Put an Argent power on the Keiko demon because he still has the objective. And let's see at the beginning, no activation deck card. So we now start. Initiative deck, it is me. And well, this is pretty good. I'll do a super shotgun. I'll do a super shotgun against the Keiko demon. I get to roll a red and 2 black. Okay. I'm okay with that. That's 5. He's going to block 2, so he takes 3. I'll just put the 3 marker right here. And there's splash damage, so the imp adjacent to him, he takes 1. And then I'm going to do this attack an additional time on that same imp. On that same Keiko demon. Okay, I get 5. He blocks nothing, but play this card while the demon is defending, add 1 special. And his special is 1 defense. So he takes 4. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 is over his health. So he is effectively dead. And I roll a red die to see the splash damage, and that imp takes another damage. Okay. So now, oh, this is good. So I'm going to play my reposition. I'm going to play my reposition. I have a speed movement of 3. I'm going to go 1 to pick up this objective. So that now goes onto my board. Oh, I was stunned. I keep on forgetting about that. Well, I don't think it would have made a huge difference, and I would have re-rolled. So let's just call that a day. And I do 1, 2. So I glory kill this imp, and I heal 2, but I'm at max health now, and I draw a Killer Instinct again. And that's it. So I made the mistake because I was stunned. What that would have done is I'd have to remove one of my dice, and I would have ruined my red dice. So based on the last two rolls, I think I still would have been able to kill that Keiko demon. So lesson learned. We'll try to be more aware of the rules based on that. So that ends my turn. I draw up to 2 cards up to my hand, which is 3. And then we follow with the initiative deck. So it's the invader. So the Keiko demon's been removed, so he's no longer in this play. So it's going to be the imp. This imp will go first. He's going to do his attack. Does he get a bonus? He does. And it does nothing for him. So he's rolling his 2 dice. He gets 2, and I block 1, which means I take 1. And he's going to stay there. There's no reason for him. This imp is going to move over 1. He's going to roll for his attack, but he's going to see if he gets a bonus. He does. And he can re-roll any number of dice. So again, I re-roll blanks. So I will re-roll this one. And he gets 4. It's not too bad. I block 1. I take 3. 1, 2, 3. And he'll move back into cover. All right. So the next card is me. So I get to activate. And we know that this card would be the next invader card, so this can be removed because there's no longer an invader after the imps. So it's my turn now. And I'm going to go ahead and play heavy assault rifle. I'm aiming for this. No, actually, I'm going to go for this one. Yeah, I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to do up close and personal, super shotgun. Okay. I'm going to use 3 blacks and a red. I'm aiming for that guy. Oh, that's probably one of my best rolls. 7. He does not avoid it, and he takes full damage. So this imp is dead. And I have 4 movement points, which I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3. So I glory kill him. I draw a glory kill card. And I get to discard this to draw 2 action cards, and I recover 2 damage, so I'm at 8. And I moved 1, 2. I still have 1 movement point left, which I think I'm going to save for now. But I will move back here. I'll move over here. Okay, so I've cleared this particular room, and my next goal will be to move to the next objective, which I think will be this one right here. The invaders currently have 1 frag on me, and I have 1 objective. So odds are pretty good. I draw up to my hand. We're going to go into the next round. Now, in the next round, there are clearly no demons on the board. So the only 2 cards in the initiative deck will be for me. So it's not complicated. This is where there's an opportunity for the Marines just to position themselves. But just remember, the moment you open the door is when the portals become active based on the objective card. And once that happens, you'll have more demons spawn, and their invader initiative cards will immediately after the end of the Marines' turn be shuffled into the current initiative deck. So if I activate and I don't have any more initiative cards in the deck, then I'll be attacked by the invaders right away. So I'll show you once I get through that here. So it's currently my turn. Next round, at the beginning of the activation phase, we'll flip. Yep, so we're going to draw from the activation phase cards. Play this card at the start of the activation. For each Marine, look at the top card of his action deck and place it on the top or the bottom. So we're going to look at this. We see that has 2 defense, and we're going to put this on the bottom of my deck. So we're going to go ahead. It is now my turn. And I'm going to discard this card for 6 movement points because that is every Marine's ability is for sprinting. So 1, 2, 3 to open the door. Okay, so I have 2 more points of move, 3 more points. 5, 6. So I pick up the chainsaw. When I pick up the chainsaw, I'm going to get the cards related to the chainsaw, which are these 3. Now, under normal rules, you would shuffle these and place them at the top of your deck. I do not. I put them in my discard pile. So now, portals are active. This portal is active, and this portal is active. So on the blue, we're going to flip, and we get the the right side now, which is 2 imps, 2 imps, and 2 argent power. So we're going to bring this imp back. And on the red side, okay, we have 4 imps, 1 Baron of Hell, and 3 argent power. So we're going to take that out. We're going to put the Baron of Hell. He's going to have the objective. We're going to put him right here. And there are 4 imps that are showing up. So it's a full house. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a crowded house. Okay. And additional 3 argent power, which means we are going to distribute. We'll give 1 to the Baron of Hell, and the rest can go to the imp. And the reason being is because at the end of the round, the priority target always replenishes their argent power. So he can only activate once during his turn. So there's no point having more than 1 argent power on him. But the imps, because there's so many, it benefits them to have quite a few. Okay, so I moved 6 points, and that's it. So I'm going to discard this card to draw 2 action cards. Okay, and unfortunately they're all main actions, so I don't gain anything out of that. And what I'm going to do now, it's the end, so I'm going to add 2 invader cards to the initiative deck, and I'm going to shuffle. Now, if this was my last initiative card to use, then I would have 2 invader decks in the initiative deck, and they would both be activating, so that would put me... So right now I have a 30% chance of being able to activate again and hopefully get out of there. Okay, here we go. So we're moving on. It's the invader. So closest invader in this case is the imp. They have a lot of argent power. I think this is going to hurt a lot. So this imp, we'll start with this one, and he's going to discard an argent power. We're going to flip to see if he gets a bonus. He does not. He's rolling 3 red dice on me because it's a range of 4. He gets 1, and I block all through. I block 1. He's not going to move anywhere, but if he does, he'll move right over here. This imp is going to attack. He does not get any bonus. He's going to ditch argent power for 3 red dice. Oh, he gets 1. I block 2, and he'll move out of the way. This, we'll start with this one. This demon is going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's out of range, so he has to move in. So he's going to move in 1. Okay, he's going to discard his argent power. Let's see if he gets a bonus. He does. And this has is not applicable in this situation. So he's going to roll his 3 red dice. He gets 4. I block nothing. And I have nothing to block, so I take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one hurt. And now he's going to move away. This one's going to move in. 1, 2, 3. He will discard his argent power. Let's see if he... Yes, he does. And he gets to reroll any number of dice. So I reroll blanks only. He gets 4. I block 1. 1, 2, 3. I am down to 1. And then he's going to move 1, 2. And this is the last one to move. 1, 2, 3. There's no more argent power to be discarded. He gets to draw from here. He gets to reroll any number of dice. He's rolling 2. Huh, lucky me, he gets 4. I block 2. I am fragged. So, frag, take me off the board. And that's it. So, that ends the invader turn for the imps. And the next card to come up, hopefully, is the invader, because I'm not on the board. It is the invader, so it would be the Baron of Hell to move. There's nothing for him to do because there's no marine to go close to, so he will just do nothing. And I'm ditching my hand because I've died. And now we continue with me again. So I reappear at the closest portal. My health comes back to 10. I'm going to shuffle my hand. And then we will continue. I'll have to try to clear those imps. When there's a horde of imps and they all activate in the same turn, it can be pretty overwhelming. So I think that's one of the difficulties of trying to balance this game in terms of solo. Sorry. So 1, 2, and 3. I draw 3. And here goes my activation. Here it goes. So I'm going to have a range of 3. Or do I play this one for a range of 5? Not the best cards. Okay, I'll do Super Shotgun. I'm going to move in 1. Has a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. He's in line of sight. I'm tossing in 2 reds. And 2 blacks and a red. I get 4. The demon blocks 2. He takes 2. Okay. And then I'm going to do my quick shot for 2. I get nothing. I missed it. I'm going to discard this to reroll any number of dice. I get 2. He completely avoids all the damage. Lucky me. I still have 2 movement points left, so I'm going to move back here. And drop to my hand. Okay, that ends this round. We're going to take our initiative cards. We're going to shuffle. Okay. Unexhaust our demons. Add an argent power to the Baron of Hell. We flip to see if there's any beginning of activation, and there is. And this one is staggered value is decreased by 1. Oh, sorry, staggered value is increased by 1. And sorry, I have to pull out my card because I get to put. I'm going to take this one out. Sorry, I'm going to shuffle this again because I did it wrong. Because I have Shock Trooper. Okay, which means I know I'm going to go first. Here we go. Okay, so I am going to move my speed. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do this again. Yes, I'll do this again. I get 3 movement. Okay. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Because he has 2 damage, and his stagger value is, instead of 1, it's 2 because of this effect. So I glory killed him. I pull a glory card. Glory kill card. And I can discard this to gain 2 movement. I heal 2, but I'm at max health. So I'm going to hold on to that. And I get to do range of 7 on this It ignores cover, but as of right now, he doesn't have cover. So that's 2 reds and a black. I get 4. He blocks 2, so he takes 2. Oops. And that would be it for me. Now, I'm going to discard this guard to gain 2 movement points. I'm going to move 1, 2. Okay. So I draw up to my hand. And now we see who's next. Oh, so lucky. Okay. I've got the chainsaw here. This is not really good for me, but oh, I'll move the 3. 1, 2, and then I'm going to play this on him. I get 4. He avoids all damage. Come on. Oh, give me a break. Okay, so, oops. I'm going to run that attack one more time. I'm just shuffling the demon deck. I'm going to run that attack again on him. I get 3, and he blocks 3. I still have 1 movement point left, so I'm moving there. Okay, I draw up to my hand. We're in a lot of trouble now. Here we go. So we know that the invader is going to move next, and it's going to be the imp. 1, 2. He's going to attack with his 2. Does he get a bonus? He does. And this is a defense card, so it actually gives him nothing. So he rolls 4, of course. I block 1. I take 3. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to move 1, 2 out of the way. We have next demon, 1, 2, 3. And let's see if he gets anything. He doesn't. Rolls his 2 dice. He gets 4, of course. I block 2. I take 2. 1, 2. This is not looking good for me. 1, and then he's going to move 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to attack. He does get a bonus. He can choose or remove 1 die after the performed act. Defender becomes stunned. So he will. He rolls 1 dice. He takes 1. I block all of it, but now I am stunned. And he's going to move 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if he gets a bonus. He doesn't. And he's rolling with 2. I cannot defend. And I take 2. 1, 2. I remove the stun. And then he moves in 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. We flip the C. He does. And it doesn't apply to him, so he's rolling for 2. He gets 3. I block 2. I take 1. And he's going to move 1, I guess 1, 2. Okay, so that ends the imp. And now we know the last one to move is the Baron of Hell. He gets to move 5. He has a range of 1, so he has to get in close and personal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't get in. So if he cannot be in position, he's going to move to cover. So he will move here. He wants to be in cover, because he can't get in a position where he can attack, so he's just going to stay there. Okay, that ends the round. I'm not looking too good there. I'm barely alive. I'm going to take out my 1 initiative card, and I'm going to shuffle the initiative deck for the next round. Okay, I put my card on top. And now we're going to shuffle these cards for the beginning of activation. Unexhaust our demons, add Argent power to the Baron of Hell. And let's start the turn. At the beginning of activation, nothing happens. So we know it's me. Here we go. Oh, goodness. Okay. I think I'd rather get out of there. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this. I'm going to discard this card for 6 movement points. And I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, and I heal 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the end of my turn. I'm going to draw up to my cards, my hand size. Draw up to my hand size. That ends my turn. Oh, lucky me, I get to go again. That was very lucky. I have no movement points, but I do have a range of 3. I will use this one. Unload. I can perform this attack 1 additional time. And I'm targeting this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's within range. I'm rolling 2 reds and a black. I will discard this card to reroll any number of dice. Oops, that was 2. So I get 4. He blocks 1. He's dead. And then I get to do it an additional time. And I target... let's see, does he have cover? He does have cover. Right? From here to this corner, yeah, it's cover. So he has cover. And he's going to pull the cover. He blocks 2. He takes 3. He's still dead. Okay. I can't do my quick shot because those guys are out of range. So I'm done. I can't move anywhere. So I draw up to my hand. And then that's it. So now we know what's going to happen here. It's going to be initiative deck. 1, 2, 3. He's moving in 3. He's doing his attack. He gets a bonus, and he can perform an additional attack, targeting a different Marine. There isn't. So just 1. I block 1. He moves 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. He's doing his attack. He gets an additional. Nope, that's a defense one, so no good. He rolls his 2 dice. Oh, dang. He gets 4. I block 2, so I take 2. 1, 2. And then he moves this demon 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to do his attack. He doesn't get any help. 2. I block 1, I take 1. And that ends their activation. So now the Baron of Hell has to activate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he goes here. And does he have line of sight? He does not have line of sight of me. Okay, so that ends the activation, or the round for this. I'm going to take out my initiative card here. And I'm going to shuffle. Okay, and I put my card on top. We're at the beginning of the next activation phase, and we do stagger value increased by 1 for all the demons. So I know I'm activating. And let's see. Okay, so I'm going to do this, which is my ranged. On that imp, I'm firing for 2. I get 3. He blocks 1. He is dead. And then I'm going to play this card to reposition. So I'm going to go 1, 2. And then I still have 1 movement point left. I'm playing my main action, which is a double barrel blast. I can perform it 1 additional time. I'm targeting that closest imp to me. I get 4. He avoids all of it. And then after that, I can roll a red for splash damage, and I get nothing. I do my second attack on the same imp, and he blocks 2, which means he takes 1. And splash damage to the adjacent, and he takes 1 as well. Okay. When I'm done, I draw up to my hand, which is 3. This is not looking good. And we go to the next activation. Oh, I still have 1 movement point, right? So I move here. So we know that it is the invader. It's going to be the imp. 1, 2. He's doing his attack. He doesn't get anything. He rolls for his 2. He gets 2. I block 1. I'll take 1. And then he's going to move 1, 2, 3. He gets a card. This is a defense card. It doesn't do anything. He gets 3. I block 2. I take 1. And he moves back 1. And that's it. So the next card is me. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play this card. For 4 speed, I'm going to move 1, 2. Oh no, I can't. I cannot stagger him. I can't glory kill him because he's a staggered value of 2. So why don't I go ahead and just shoot? Okay, it's 2 blacks and a red. I get 5. He blocks 2, so he's dead. And then I play quick shot on that demon. I get 3. Come on, he blocks 1. He's dead. All right, and I still have 4 movement points. Yeah. Well, we know where the Baron Hell is going. So 1, 2, 3. I'm staying right there. Okay, I draw up to my hand. I can remove the imp from here. Okay, draw up to my hand. And now we know it is the Baron of Hell. So he gets 5. 1, 2. I think he can't move diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he does have line of sight. I do not have cover. And he's going to drop his Argent power for 4 red dice. Okay. And, oh, he can't. Oh yeah, with a range of 6. There we go. Haha. So he gets 3. I block 2. I would be taking 1. Sure. So I block 2. I take 1. I'm at my last health. And that's it. That ends the turn. So I'm removing one of the invader cards because we are now without one. I take my initiative deck out. We are resetting for the next round. Demon gains an Argent power. I shuffle the initiative deck and I place my card on top. This guy has a health of 13 too, right? So, okay, beginning of activation, nothing. So we know it is going to be my turn. And okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this chainsaw rip and tear. I can't glory kill him, but I will move 1, 2, 3 out of my 5, and I get 3 reds and a black, and I can re-roll any number. So I'm going to re-roll the 2 red dice. So I have 2, 4, 6 in total, and I'm going to shuffle the deck for the Baron of Hell to see what defense he gets. And he gets his special, which is he gets rid of 2, so he takes 4 damage. I'm going to just put it on his card. He takes 4 damage, and that's it. So I moved 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. I move back, and I drop up to my hand, and that's it. All right. So the next card it's the invader. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3. He's going to go ahead and discard his argent power for 4 red die. Okay. He gets 4. My card blocks nothing, but I drop this to block 2. But no, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to bother because I'm dead anyway, so I'm fragged. I'm fragged. Go off the board. They gain a frag. I drop my hand into my deck, and I'm shuffling. And that was his turn. Okay. And that ends the Baron of Hell's turn, and now it is my turn. So I come back on the board. I draw my hand of 3. 1, 2, 3. I get my full health of 10. And I get to activate. Okay, so let's we use this speed value. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do my primary rip and tear with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to roll my 3 red dice and a black. I can re-roll any number. I'm going to re-roll all of them. That's better. And the Baron of Hell blocks 3. So he blocks 3. He takes 3. So he is now at... Sorry, I was supposed to... Oh, he's not active. So he's now at 7. Okay. So I'm not going to move. I drop to my hand. I'm going to pull out my initiative card, and I'm going to shuffle. Okay, put mine on top. We are starting a new round. And yes, what does it get? Look at the top card of the activation of their deck, and you can put it underneath if you want. Yeah, I will put it underneath. Sure. All right. So we know we're activating. So we're going to double barrel blast on the Baron of Hell. I get 4. He blocks 3. He takes 1. He is at 8. I get to perform it again. I get 6. He blocks 1. He takes 5, and that should be enough. Is that enough? So he is now at 12, 13. That's enough. He's dead. So he's dead. That was really good. That was very close. And he is dead. And now I'm going to move 3 to pick up 1, 2, 3. I pick up the objective. And I'm done. I draw up to my hand. We can take this, the invader deck out of this, the invader initiative card out. We know that I have my movement left. All right, so a continuing activation, it would be my activation. But if I were to open this door, all the demons would spawn, and then their initiative cards would be shuffled in, which at this stage is none. So I'm not going to take that chance. So for this round, I'm just going to do nothing. So we have ended the round. We're gonna start the activation. We do, and staggered value increased by 1. And we know I'm going. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this door. Sorry, not yet. I'm gonna see what I can do here. I'm going to do super shotgun. So for 1, 2, I pick up the chain gun. So I'm gonna put the chain gun cards into my discard pile, into here. Okay, and I've picked up the chain gun. So 1, 2, and I'm gonna stay here because now these portals all get active. And here we go. So for that first blue one, it's going to be left side, which is 3 imps. 1, 2, and 3. And then for this other blue portal, it's also going to be 3 imps. 1, 2, and 3. And for the yellow portal, it's red. So we're going to get 2 imps and a revenant. And the revenant will have the objective. There's our revenant. Oh, doesn't want to stand up. There we go. There we go. Okay, so my turn's not over yet because I'm going to do my up close and personal on this, that demon right there. I get 5. He avoids all damage. Come on. And then splash damage. 2 splash damage on the guy beside him. And then I'm playing my quick shot. I will play my quick shot on that guy again, the initial demon. I get 2. He blocks 2. All right. So now that it's the end of my Marine's turn, I'm going to draw it to my hand. And now I add in the 2 invader cards into the initiative deck. I'm going to shuffle. And play is going to continue. All right. Next card in the initiative deck is the invader. And the invader is going to activate in this situation. Oh, I forgot to bring them out. It will be the imp and the revenant. And sorry, the revenant does get 1 argent power. So we're going to activate all the imps first, starting with imp number 1 over there. And he is going to not get any help. He's going to roll 2. He gets 2. I block 1. I take 1. He's going to move one over. This imp will move in place. He's going to attack. And let's see. He does get a bonus. And it doesn't do anything. Roll. He gets 2. I block 2, thank goodness. And he's going to move 1, 2. This imp is going to move over 1. He's going to do his attack. He doesn't get any additional bonuses. He hits 2. And I finally avoid all the attack. That's great. Where could that have been earlier in this game? And he's going to move 1, 2. These imps are all going to move closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this imp does have line of sight, so he will go, but I do have cover. Let's see if he gets anything. He doesn't. And he's going to roll. He gets 3. I pull a 1. And I'll just toss this one to avoid 2, so I avoid all damage. And I get to draw a card. Oops. Okay, I draw a card, and he moves 1, 2, and he'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say he technically does have line of sight, but we'll just, well, you know what? From this corner all the way across to my corner, he does get it, but I do have cover. But we'll see what he does anyways. He does get assistance. He gets nothing, actually. Rolls 2. He gets 2. I pull 1, and you know what? I choose to do, there we go. Pulled another one, so I avoid all the damage. And that ends the imp's turn. Next on this list will be, my turn. Okay. Okay. So I want to, let's see. All right, so we're going to try this one. I'm going to do heavy assault. Is that worth it? 1, 2, 3. Or should I do this one? He's got cover. This attack ignores cover. And I get move. And then I can do that one. Sure. I'm gonna play this one. So I have movement of 3. Okay. And I have a range of 7. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna aim for this guy. He does have cover, but I'm gonna aim for him. Oh no, sorry. It ignores cover. So he gets 4. Damn, play this card while his demon is defending, add 1 special, and he avoids all the damage. Lucky me. I have a speed movement of 3. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I glory kill him. Okay, 2, 3. I heal 2. So I'm at my maximum. I draw this one. I draw ammunition, and you know what? I'm going to discard this card to draw 2 action cards. 1, 2. That's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and pull, let's see. I'm going to play Chainsaw. I have a speed movement of 3. The figure's value, staggered value, is reduced by 3, so it becomes 0. So I'm going to go ahead 1, 2. I glory kill him. I pull this card. Oh, I get more ammunition. I have 1 more movement, which would be 3. I'm going to discard this card to draw 2 more action cards. 1, 2. All right, so I'm gonna draw this one for a speed of 1, and I get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2, and I get to move 1. And then I'm going to do quick shot on him, and I do have line of sight, no cover. I get 2. He blocks all of it. Lovely. And that ends my turn. I have nothing else I can do. I was hoping to kill him off, and now the Revenant, it's his turn. Now, he can't get into any position that provides any benefit to him. So he is not going to move. And he's got the objective, so we're just going to exhaust that, and that's it. So that's the end of the round. We're going to unexhaust, add the Argent power to the Revenant. I'm going to take our Invader deck, take my card out first, I'm going to shuffle. Put my card on top of the deck, and then I'm going to shuffle our activation, beginning of activation cards. Okay, and we are starting the next round, and we do pull one. This is staggered value increased by 1. So we'll keep that in play. And we know who's going to go first, which is me. And I've got quite a few to choose from. And I have no movement, which is actually really, really terrible to have no movement. So let's see, I have a range of 5 here. So maybe I'll play this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have line of sight. He has cover, but I'm going to play this one. I get to perform an additional attack. I'm targeting him first. He has no cover. I get 5. He blocks 1. So I mean he's dead. I get to do it one more time. I'm targeting this imp because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 4. He does have cover, so he blocks 2. That's good enough. He'll take 2. And that would end my turn. I have nothing else I can do. Okay, I already have a hand of 4, so I can't draw any cards. And we're going to go to the next initiative deck. Invader gets to go, and this is where all the imps come in. This is where it becomes messy. So, 1, 2. He's going to do his attack. Let's see if he gets any bonuses. He does. He gets, choose and remove 1 die. I become stunned, so he's going to roll 1. He gets 2. I block 2. And then he'll move back 1, 2. Now I'm stunned. He'll move in 1, 2, 3 to do his attack. Let's see if he gets a bonus. He does. He gets reroll any number of dice. He's going to reroll that 1 dice. He gets 3. I can't defend, so I take 3. 1, 2, 3. He's going to move back 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if he gets anything. He does not. He gets 3. I block 1. I'll drop this to negate all of it. So, and then he moves 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Attack. Let's see if he gets anything. He does. Oh, that's not good. He gets to add 1 black die, which is not good for me. Oh, only 2. I avoid all damage. He moves 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if he does. So we have to shuffle this deck. Let's see if he gets a bonus. He does. He gets to add 1 black die. Here's 3. I block 1, I take 2, 1, 2. And then he moves 1, 2. Let's turn me around. And that ends the imps. Next on the invader, on the initiative deck, it's me. All right. So I finally have some movement here. And a range of 3, speed of 4. I could aim for those 2. I could move in to perform that attack, but this is really tough. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Well, we have a range of 3, right? Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Okay. A range of 3 and a speed of 4. No, I choose health over this. Okay, so I'm gonna discard this one. Everyone is out of range, but that's not what I'm going for. So I'm gonna discard. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna discard this since I can't do it. I'm going to discard this one for 6 movement points. 6 movement points. 1, which flips this over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I pick this up. 1, 2, 3. I'm back to full health. Okay. And that is going to end my turn. I have a hand of 3, so I can't draw any new cards. And we know who's activating. It will be the Revenant. And he is going to move in. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to stay in cover over here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take our initiative deck, take my initiative card out. We're going to give it a shuffle. Okay, we're going to unexhaust and add argent power to our Revenant. Okay, we're going to add my card on top. Now keep in mind, the invader has 3 frags already. They need 4 to win, and I'm on my last objective. So I feel at this point it is pretty balanced, and I'm pretty happy about the gameplay so far. But there's lots of room for improvement. Okay, so we're going to do the beginning of activation. Yes, and we get, look at the top card of the deck. My deck needs to be reshuffled. Okay. The top card, and we want to discard it? No, it's just the 1 defense. We're not going to discard it. Okay. Here we go. I activate first. And what do I've got? I don't have any movement. So, I think what we're going to do... Let's make this interesting. I'm going to discard this one for 6 movement points. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I teleported all the way over here. Okay? And basically that's going to force all these guys to go on that side. But we'll see. So I'm going to draw up to my hand. And we're going to see who's next. It's my turn again. So hopefully I have some movement here, and I do. And a range of 7. Yeah, we can. 1, 2. Oh no. Had I known that, I would have. I think I'm going to forfeit this one. I'm going to forfeit. I forfeit my turn. Nothing's going to happen. So we've got the invader starting. We'll start with the imps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that ends their turn. And the Revenant is going to go. And you know what? He's just going to stay there. Actually, he'll move slightly closer. 1, 2. He'll move over here. Okay? So now we take my, that ends the round. We'll take my card out. I'm going to reshuffle my initiative deck here. Okay, I'll put my card on top. Unexhaust everyone. Argent power on the Revenant. He's got quite a few Argent power, but it doesn't really matter. He can only use it once per turn. Okay, we're going to flip to see any beginning of activation effects. Oops, and we do have one. And this one's going to be increase stagger value by 1. So we know who's going first. It's going to be me. And here's where we can have some fun. Okay. I'm going to play Scope Burst. I have 3 movement, 1 movement here. I'm going to aim for this imp, and I get 2 reds. I get 5. He blocks 1. He is dead. I spent 1, and I spend a second movement point to go here. And that ends my turn. I'm going to draw up to my hand. Okay. And we play the next card. Oh, it's me again. Okay. All right. What do I want to do? All right. We're going to play Chainsaw. This will be interesting. I'm going to play Chainsaw. During this activation, while you and a hostile figure occupy the same space, that figure's printed stagger value is reduced by 4. Their staggered value, all the imps, is currently at 2. So I'm going to play this one. So I get 5 movement. I spend 1, and then 2, which I glory kill him. 2. I pull the glory card. Okay, 2, 3, sorry, that was 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Yeah, so I have 2, 3. So I have 2 movement points left. I'm going to do my action, my chainsaw action on this imp adjacent to me. Oh, that's a beautiful one. And come on, yes! He takes all of it, and he's dead. 2, 3, and then I go 4, 5. There we go. We're porting back into the 4th. I love it. This is great. Okay. And I draw up to my hand. Okay, I draw up to my hand. That ends my turn, and here we go. We have Invader. Imp's going to move in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaust them, and now it's the Revenant's turn. The Revenant is going to move here. Okay, and that ends his turn. All right. Okay, so we're going to unexhaust, drop in another Argent power. He hasn't had a chance to do anything yet. We're going to take my initiative card out. We're going to shuffle the initiative deck. my initiative card on top. Okay. And then beginning of activation phase effects. Yep, we get, oh no, sorry, red. So nothing happens. And we know it's my turn. All right, so. Interesting. I'm going to do spin up, draw 2 cards, and I have 1 movement point. And I'm going to move here. 1. Hello, Revenant. I'm going to I'm going to play Endless Fighter. Okay, Endless Fire. No movement, range of 5, 2 black dice, and I get to do it 2 additional times. So, first time, I get 3. The Revenant blocks 1. He takes 2. Second time, I get 4. He adds a special, which means he avoids all damage. And I get to do 1 more. I get 5. He gets his special again, and he avoids all the damage. Wow, okay. So now, I'm going to move. I'm going to spend this one to move. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to discard this card. No, I'm going to keep this card. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's it. I draw it to my hand. Okay. And that's it. That's the end of my round. Who goes next? The invader goes. Closest invader would be the Revenant, and he's going to move in. He's going to move 1, 2. Okay, he's going to move 1, 2. And he's going to drop an Argent Power to look at the top 3 cards of my deck. I keep one and I discard the other. So I'm keeping this one. I'm going to discard the others. And he gets to do his attack twice. And he's attacking with 2 reds and a black. He's going to flip to see if he has any additional help. He does. That doesn't help him. So he's going to roll. Okay, he gets 3. I block 1. So I take 2. He's going to do an additional attack. He does not get the, because he gets a second attack, he does not get to have another chance to draw from the attack deck. So he just does his roll. He does 3 again. And I block all 3. Beautiful. Okay, so that ends his activation. And let's see who's next. It's me. All right. All right, let's go with this. Okay, I'm performing a double barrel blast super shotgun. I can perform this an additional time. 2 blacks and a red. On the Revenant, I get 5. He blocks 3, so he takes 2. So he is now at 4, right? 2. So he's now at 4. I get to do it an additional time. I get 6. He blocks 2, so he takes 4. 4, and that's enough. Yep, his health, oh wait, 6, 8, he's dead. So he is dead because he's at health of 8. And then I take all these off. Oh, this actually turned out better than I thought. So now that it's done, I play Quick Shot. No, am I going to play Quick Shot? No, I'm not going to play Quick Shot. I'm going to spend 2 movement points. I discard this. 2 movement points. 1, 2. I pick up the objective. The game is done. So the invader had 3 frags out of the 4. And I would say it was pretty close. I'd say my last game, it was a flat-out win. I only had 1 frag. But in this situation, I feel like it's pretty balanced. I mean, it's pretty close. I think if it wasn't for this active portal, for me to flip back and forth and draw them outwards, I think the game would have been over. So by activating this portal and using it and teleporting myself back and forth to move in, make an attack, get out, to get cover and draw them this way, it positioned myself where I should have been, over here. So granted, I didn't have to move the Revenant into this position. I could have left him here, but I think at the end of the day, I would have cornered him anyways. There was really nowhere for him to hide. So that basically sums up the solo version of Doom the board game, where I'm using sort of an AI controlled deck, separating the attack cards and defense cards from any beginning of activation phase cards, and using sort of a 50-50 chance whether or not something is drawn or not. So when demons attack, there's potential for them to augment their attack. When they defend, depending on the card, there is also an option for them to augment their defense. At the beginning of the activation phase, there is a 50-50 chance that you draw from here, so that there is an ongoing effect or something that happens. And 4 frags for the invader seems to be a good balance. And I think what it really comes down to, still like most games, luck of the draw. It depends what kind of cards are in your hand, how you use them. I think it really depends on what kind of class card that you get. Some class cards, I think, provide a benefit that can really help you in sticky situations. And I think that's one of the reasons with my last game, I won very easily. But this game, I'm lucky to have this, but it was close. One more frag and I would have been done. And if I didn't get that last health pack, I don't think I wouldn't have made it, especially if I didn't have this portal. So at first I didn't understand the point of the portals, except for when you get fragged and respawn. But now I understand it's actually a good tool to pop in and pop out. And it kind of reminds me of when I used to play Doom. You'd go through one portal, pop back out, go through the portal again, shoot, get back out. So this game is very thematic. The miniatures are really great. This is the Baron of Hell. And I think it looks just fantastic. The sculpts. Here's a Keiko demon. And for my Marines, I'm going to just do a quick plug here about my Marines. I did do a paint job on them. And I think maybe I'll just do a separate video on that. So thanks for playing Doom the board game with me. This was the solo variant using an AI controlled deck. If you had another player, you could play cooperatively or have 4 Marines cooperatively. Basically, it would pretty much be the same. I think your frag count would be a little bit more challenging, but it really depends. I think it would balance out. I haven't played this with 4 Marines yet, so it's hard to say. But there's a lot of fine-tuning that you can do here, a lot of variations and customization. You can customize your own maps. You can make your own objectives if you want. For the invasion cards, you can randomly choose an invasion card if you wanted to up the difficulty. So I think the most important part is, at least for the objective cards, if you stay true to whatever the mission is, I think that will help. But also the invasion card as well. So it works out well, and I'd have to say this is one of my favorite games now. My original favorite was Project Elite. I really enjoyed that. It's got some of the elements, I feel. You've got the dice rolling for your attacks. It's a little bit faster paced. It's got the card management like Devil May Cry, where your cards act as defense as well as your actions. You can chain sort of combos, if you want to call it that. And you've got your initiative deck, which kind of works very similar to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Changes Constant or the Adventure series. Your gameplay can be different each time because your initiative deck randomizes each time. So you really never know if you're going to have your turn or not. And the odds could stack against you if you have 2 invaders, or if you have the invader cards all activate consecutively. But then you also have that great advantage is if your Marine card shows up and you're able to activate consecutively. But then again, it leaves the invader cards in the initiative deck. So there's a lot of variability in that. But I like the gameplay. It's a lot of fun, and I definitely would recommend this game as a buy. The only downside to this game, which is very similar to Devil May Cry, the board game, is that it's long, almost an hour and a half play time to get through this one mission. And this is the first mission, and this is the smaller map. I can't imagine what the other maps are like, the other missions. This is the one and only one I've played so far to fine-tune the solo experience. So I have yet to go through the other maps to see if this solo variation plays just as consistently. But either way, it's fun, and who wants to lose? If Marines are stacked, have fun, just blast away. That's what Doom was all about. It was about killing aliens. It wasn't about trying to be so strategic where you have to think about every move you make. So, thanks for playing with me. Until next time, stay bored.